Hey guys, Anna here. Welcome back to Builds with Anna. Today we're in the world of Copperdale, which came with the new High School Years pack. And today we are building a large family home in Prescott Square, actually on the lot where the Prescott family live, where Molly and her family live. Now, the final build ends up being a 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom home, and the family I imagine living here is essentially a large family that has 2 teenagers, a boy and a girl, and a child sim, which is a girl, and a male toddler sim. And they all have different personalities, and you'll see that when we get to the build to their bedrooms, when we decorate their bedrooms. So currently we are just working on the roofing of the house. As you can see, it was a pretty standard build to roof, nothing too crazy. I do have that little detailing in the front, which was a bit problematic. I don't know if it's to do with an update or what, but I was having a lot of issues with that middle roof section, that gabled roof section that you see. So this house is actually quite interesting because it has a curved veranda type porch, and I thought that was really awesome to have that open out to the living room, which you'll see in a bit. And it just gives an alternative to having, a little entertainment area to the side of the build as opposed to around the back, which I thought was quite nice. So currently we are just working on the stairs and that little bit of terrain paint path, and I should be working on the garden beds and just moving on to columns actually. So we're moving on to some columns. These are the pillar columns from Get Together, which are my favorite. I use them in pretty much every build. I love them for suburban homes. They're absolutely wonderful. Now, the color scheme is a darkish charcoal gray with, the dark brown roof. I just think it looks really nice with a bit of the stone detailing to the chimney section of the build. Now, I'm just putting chimney pieces. And that is with the 9 key. Alrighty, just putting some foundation around the build, just colouring that up. And then we're going to be moving into these little roof detailing. So these are also from Get Together, and I've just placed them in the top portion of that roof. And I just think it adds to the build. I think it's a really nice little addition. And yeah, I don't know, the world of Copperdale has this very forest-like vibe to it. And for some reason, that detailing for me just really fits in. We're going around with some windows. So these are the windows from the new High School Years pack. They come in a standard window, and then they have one for curved rooms. So yeah, I thought these would be nice for the space, and I've gone with a whiter colour. Now these are, as you saw just then, those were the doors for that back veranda area, the side veranda area. And as I said, even though those doors don't close on that door, I still just think it's a really good piece. It's just really even though it's an industrial loft kit asset, it adds a bit of class, a bit of contemporary to the home. And I like that. I like that about it. So we're just going in with the garden beds. As I've said in my Learn to Build with Anna videos, if you haven't seen them, go watch them. Just terrain paint. So I use the Smooth Keeper fence, which is a base game fence, and I draw out the garden bed, and then I use the terrain paint sand or dirt option, whichever one you would like to use, and you just paint between the lines, and it just is such a neat and user-friendly method of using terrain paint. Now, we use the debug menu quite a lot from Copperdale, from the world of Copperdale, and it's actually a really good debug menu. It's almost like a mixture of like things you would think would be in, say, Willow Creek, but it's also got a bit of a grungy vibe to it as well. There's a lot of stone, like we are using this stone fence here, which is a debug object, which I've just individually placed and sized up to create this fence. And the reason I use a debug fence piece is because I can place it on the very edge of the lot. Because if you were to draw a fence, you're restricted by the grid. So that's also a very good tip if you don't like where the fence option is placing. There are always going to be most likely a debug fence. I know that there is in base game and in some packs. So you can always choose to do that instead. These red planter boxes came part of the debug menu for High School Years, and they are absolutely wonderful. I love how stark red they are, and they're just a good contrast next to the grey. So I put a car in this house. I don't usually put cars ever, but I thought this build, it made sense. You know, I wanted to do like a little driveway, if you will. So that's why I've placed that there. So we're just working on the landscaping of the house. As you can see, this mainly, that would be about all that we are doing for the landscaping. It's not a great deal. As you can see, I did have issues with that roof, as you saw, where the wallpaper was poking in the inside. In the end, I actually had to reduce that roof and make it a smaller roof so that it would not poke through. So unfortunately, it does look different in the final outcome, but I had to do it. I tried absolutely everything to get it to fix, and I couldn't get it to work. All right, so now we are very much into the floor plan. As you can see, I'm working on the bottom floor at the moment. So this floor plan is a very open floor plan. Actually, I don't know. It's kind of a mixture. It's kind of semi-open, but closed in areas as well. So there's definitely a lot of hallways, a lot of entryways. But then the living areas, and there are 3 main living areas on the bottom floor. So you have a sitting area, which is to your right-hand side. And then you have the left-hand side of the build has your dining, kitchen, living area, master bedroom. So the bottom floor is very much all of like your living spaces, and then the top floor, which we're working on now, is very much all of those bedrooms. The top floor I had a lot of issues with because I had some rooms where I wasn't quite sure what to do with them. They're a bit oddly shaped. So in the end, we ended up with a kid's bedroom, a teen bedroom, a bathroom, an office, and a small gym. And the reason I placed a small gym in this house is because the male teen sim, I figured I wanted that sim to be into sports. So they need a way to obviously gain the... I'm blanking here. The fitness skill. Wow. The fitness skill. So I wanted to include that gym. Alrighty, so now we are starting the decorating process of this build. Now, I just want to give you a fair warning. I have actually not included the majority of the bathroom builds decorating in this house because they're very conventional. I think the ensuite bathroom is quite different, and you'll see that in a bit. But all of the standard upstairs, downstairs bathroom is pretty much an identical bathroom. So I believe I cut quite a lot of footage of that. But you'll still be able to see in the final tour of the build that bathroom. So I'm just currently working on the little laundry. Now, originally I didn't want to place a laundry in this house, but I figured that I had the space at the front of the build, and I thought I'll include it. I thought, why not? It's a family home. So if you watched my speed build of the cozy cottage, which I will link at the end of this video, so please, if you've enjoyed this one, you will definitely enjoy the cottage build. You will see that I've used a lot of the backyard stuff pack. I am still using a lot of that pack. You will see a lot of it actually in this house. There are a lot of colourful assets in this build, and that pack just really has quite a few of them. Alrighty, so this is our kitchen space. So this kitchen is quite big. It's quite a big kitchen with a mini island and a full dining table with a coffee nook. And I absolutely love how this kitchen turned out. I end up really cluttering it with lots of cabinetry. And it's just like an oddly shaped room, but it just turned out so well. It's one of my favorite rooms in the house, if not the favorite. So yeah, we're using the Parenthood cabinetry. I absolutely love the Parenthood cabinetry. It just really unfortunately, it just really is what I go to for family homes. Yeah, so we're just cluttering up, as you can see, and we do a lot of alt placement in the kitchen, in this space. So just going around with some Parenthood clutter. So that dish rack, the bread box, the fruit bowl, it's all Parenthood. What else have we got in here? That little plates from Parenthood. That the bake stand is from Get Together, so same with the tea. And the teapot is from Cottage Living. As I said, just cluttering up. Now we're moving on to cabinetry. Now these Parenthood cabinets I like, but I can't stand that corner piece and why it's like a dark grey when it's meant to be white. So please ignore that. That's just The Sims 4 being The Sims 4. So here's a little planter box that came from Backyard Stuff. So pretty. I used that planter box maybe, I think it's 3 times in the build. So in the kitchen, in the laundry, and in one of the children's rooms. So where are we up to? So we are just cluttering, adding the standard limes, knife block. Again, with some alt placement. So just to recap, place the item on the counter at the height, to get the height, move the counter away, alt place it to the position that you would like, move the counter back. So that's alt placement. Alrighty, so we're just moving into some wall decorations, some paintings. These paintings are from Tiny Living, and I just really like them for suburban homes. I really like them because they're a nice pastel kind of colour scheme, and they go well with most builds. So these are the High School Years blinds that we got, the Venetian type pull down blinds, and I thought these would be quite nice in the space. And then I go to the standard curtains that I always use, the ones that had the colour extension as part of the update, and in this beautiful blue. And I use those curtains multiple times in the build. Here I am again using them in the laundry in a pink colour. Alright, so we are now entering into the living room. So I wanted this room to be the living room because I really liked the concept of having those open doors and you go out into that seated area. And I wanted that seated area to be close to the kitchen, and it made sense that you would have kind of like a communal space inside and out. So that's why I've positioned the living room where I have. So I've gone in with the High School Years couch. It's like a love seat, and I really wish it had a 3-seater version because it is such a beautiful couch in this pastel lilac colour that I've chosen today. And it really adds to the build, I think, these little couches. Just going in with a chest table. And I'm tying in that mint green colour from the cushion of the couch. And we've got a bookshelf over here, which is yellow, which again ties into another cushion on the couch. And we're just cluttering at this point, placing some pictures, and I'm using these new shelf pieces, modular pieces from the new pack, and I think they're actually really wonderful. I think they're just such a brilliant idea to put things in. Whether in this build in particular, I put some shoes into the bottom section of that cabinet, and it just looks so realistic to me. I remember in real life, I've been to people's houses and they've had like a shoe cabinet type thing near a door. So that's kind of what I imagined that little cabinet was. As you saw, I did put some immaculate shelves up. Are we surprised? No. But they're there for, as I say, for photos. So if my Sims take photos, they can have their family photos on those shelves. Alrighty, I just forgot this clutter piece. I do that a lot where I know a clutter piece exists and I'll forget, and then I'll find it and then I'll zoom around and find the room that I want to place it in. Alrighty, the infamous laundry basket thing that I'll be using in most builds because it's absolutely adorable. I just kind of think it's realistic to have laundry in other rooms other than a laundry or a bedroom. Like, I know for me, sometimes if I'm drying clothes inside on like a clothes rack, I might have laundry in the lounge room or in the kitchen. Like, it's just sometimes it's what it happens, especially in this house where there's a lot of children. Like, that's a very realistic thing for me. So that's why I sometimes put them in living rooms. All right, so we are working on the master bedroom here. So this house, as I mentioned, has you've got the master bedroom that has an ensuite, and then you have two teens' rooms. One's downstairs, one's upstairs, a children's room, and a toddler's room. So these rooms are they're fairly well sized, and with this master bedroom, it probably is the most uninspiring of the 5 rooms that I'm doing. I did go with this kind of a teal and yellow colour scheme with a bit of beige, and I think it turned out well. I do, obviously, the Art Deco style bed and, well, the bed set, it's a complete bed set, is all from the new pack. And then again, that backyard stuff plant that has that teal coloured candle, I was like, it was almost like a perfect match. So we followed on with the teal colour scheme into the ensuite bathroom, which is what you're just seeing here. And it's just a very basic bathroom. Lots of assets from the new pack, that sink, that mirror, the tiling is all from the new pack. And yeah, just a very basic bathroom. So let's think about this family. So the teen son is very much into sports, and the teen daughter, I envisioned her being somewhat into music and pop culture, maybe anime, things like that. So she's got a very pink and kawaii style room, which we'll see in a little bit. We're just working on that downstairs bathroom. Now, this is the bathroom, as I said. It's very reminiscent of the upstairs bathroom as well. They're very similar. So you will not see any of the upstairs bathroom being decorated just because it is identical. I figured to leave that out. Alrighty, so the child sim. So the child sim is a female. She is a sim that I would envision is, I don't know, she's just a girly girl, I would say, and her room's very reminiscent of that. It's got like a little seating area, maybe she likes reading perhaps, and it's just a very cozy room, but it definitely have elements that where you can identify that she's a very girly personality. And then you've got a toddler male sim, which I'll be straight with you, it's a very, very generic toddler room. And I do skip some of that build, the decoration of that room, just because, again, it's a very generic room, and this is a large build, and I felt that it would be better to just showcase some of the rooms. So now we're doing a downstairs office. So we have two offices in this family. So this one is the downstairs. And I feel that this is more the potentially for the adult Sims. Maybe the father is a writer, and maybe this is his office. It had some high school diplomas on the walls. Maybe, that was his little sanctuary where he does his work and what have you. Okay, so now we're into the sitting area. So this is the the third living space in the house. And this is just where the fireplace is. We've got those beautiful couches from the new patch, which I love. And again, more of backyard stuff. This coffee table actually is from that pack. And we have a fish tank in this house because why not? This house was definitely big enough to include all sorts of random objects and skill building objects. So we've got a keyboard for that child's sim? For the teen, sorry, who we envisioned was into music. But also an activity table for the toddler. The scouts, maybe the child sim takes part in the scouts, and that's why the scouts board is there. A soccer ball and a football on the mantelpiece of the fireplace. So therefore our teenage boy sim who's into sports. Some clutter because, when you've got that many kids, it would be a bit messy. That's a very realistic thing. Now, these school bags, I actually place them all around the house. So you'll see school bags in random places, especially in the living areas. Alrighty, so we are just cluttering up the space, and we are now officially moving into the teen girls' room. Now, this is the teen I mentioned that was very much into that anime type pop culture, but still very much bubblegum pink girly aesthetic. So this room has a lot of as I said, these posters do a very good job actually. You've kind of got a combination of that anime and that girly kind of music, punk, rock vibe. It's a very complex personality that this sim has. But I actually really enjoyed with how this room turned out, and I never thought I would use those curtains. I initially did not like these curtains at all, but this was the first time I'd built a teen room since the pack had launched that I really felt I found a space that they fit. So I was really, really happy about being able to use these curtains. I think they suit this room very well. And now we are just going in with those neon lights, those little decorative wall decoration pieces. I think they're so cute. I really do. Yep, we're just playing around with some clutter pieces and the spacing of the mirror and the wardrobe. I'm just about to clutter up that corner. So we've got a makeup tray on the ground, which I thought was a very realistic thing. Maybe she just gets dressed and ready in front of that mirror and what have you. So we've got an accent wall with this hot pink kind of wall backing. Again, backyard stuff. I just love it. I just absolutely love those little flower rugs and wall decorations. It's absolutely amazing. So in the back door entryway, we just place a plant. There's really nothing going in there. So now we're jumping to the front of the house. This is just like a little entryway with a buffet table, a drinks tray like I always do, standard Anna build, coat rack, coat hanging thing, I believe. Then I found this painting. Now this stacking painting came in the most perfect swatch, and it's that forest type scenery swatch, and I thought that would be so reminiscent of the world of Copperdale, and I just thought it was such a good inclusion. All right, so now we've just jumped forward to pretty much the end of this toddler build. As you can see in this room, It's a red and blue themed room. And it's got all the essentials, toys and what have you. So now we're moving on to the child's room. Now, I did just place a whole heap of furniture as I was finding it in the build catalogue. That's kind of why it looked a bit spread out at first. But as you can see, we're just following this theme of the pinks and the beige colour. And we're just, it is a standard room. I do feel it's a standard room, but I really liked the little seating area. I really liked those little pink pillows that I placed on top of the ottoman. I thought that was just such a little cozy detail that I've used. Again, some clutter, another school bag. And yeah, we're just going around and cluttering up the space. Curtains. I had the worst time placing curtains. I think I had to alt place every set of curtains in this build. A lot of it has been removed, so you won't see that, but it was a nightmare. Alrighty, a mirror. So these mirrors that we got in the new pack, some came with stickers and some came in a plain mirror, and I just thought that was such a cute little detail to add the stickered version to this room. And then again, backyard stuff. I found that frog and I was like, it's interesting, but it's the color scheme. It actually matched the color scheme. So I was like, okay, let's put the frog in there. And then I found the flowered wallpaper and I thought, this is very cute. And it just ties in the room. So that is her room. It's very minimal, very basic, but it's still inviting and cozy. Alrighty, so next we're moving into the upstairs office. Now, this is just a basic office. There's nothing really to it. I did use that fuzzy looking textured chair from the new pack, and I thought it suited in this room. Oh, oops, I forgot a hamper. I was forgetting hampers in each room, and I was constantly teardropping and copying objects in order to put them in each room. I was running around. So back to the office. So as you can see, we're just cluttering up. We've got a bookshelf. This is where I put the decorations box, if you have seasons. And yeah, it's just a very standard office. But I wanted to include an office because we are about to move into the teen boys' room, and I wasn't able to place a desk in his bedroom. So I figured that office was close enough for this sim to be able to utilize that office. Now, I absolutely adore how his room turned out. I actually want to say that this is probably my favorite room in the house. I know, crazy, but the color scheme, that burgundy deep red with that black, it just matched so well. And it kind of had a contemporary feel to this room. And it looked very masculine. And I really, really enjoyed how this room turned out. Now, the rug is actually, again, backyard stuff. And the swatch is absolutely perfect. It's a pattern, but it doesn't overpower the pattern that's in the bedspread. Alrighty, so just going in with some posters. So this gives this sim a bit of personality. So there's some gaming posters, a lot of sports posters, and it just adds to that personality. So this is the Discover University's wallpaper in the black and white, and oh my God, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Alrighty, so now we're basically finishing off the build here. So I'm just placing some stairs in the curved veranda space, and we're just going to do a little barbecued area with some table and seating. And I do include a foosball table out here. And I include it because I just wanted to have a little bit of activity, family activity in the space. Currently, I'm going around and just placing planter boxes. This is nothing new. I generally do this in all my builds. You'll see me running around with planter boxes everywhere. And it just made the build feel a bit more complete. Alrighty, I just realised I forgot some terrain paint, so just running around doing that. And there's that foosball table. A little plant on the table and a speaker above the door. And then I completely neglected this decking out the back. So my apologies for that. So now we are moving into a little bit of a tour. So this is just for you to have a little jog of your memory of what we've built today, to have a quick look around. You'll see the gym. I didn't show the build of that either, but there definitely was a gym. Yeah, so that was the final build. That is everything. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you liked and didn't like. Let me know which bedroom is your favourite and whether or not you would like to download this house. If you will, it will be on the gallery once this build has been uploaded. And I thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye for now.